Hello guys, this is really irritating. Been trying to figure out how to upload a video to WordPress now for like 20 minutes. Yeah, that sounds a little ridiculous, but oh well. Let's try to recreate the last video that I made, and don't know where the hell I went on my computer, but here goes. By the way, green tea, favorite drink in the whole world. And e-cig, vaping Fruity Pebbles. But, okay, here it is. I wanted to talk about exactly what this blog is meant to be for. Short, simple, things like that. This is the word or tattoo bipolar, tattoo bipolar bipolar.wordpress blog. Name's Brett, aka OOC. I received that name when I was working in right after I had started working in mental health back in 2011. But this video is for anybody out there, and as well as this blog. Feel free to leave comments, negative, positive. Let me know what you'd like to hear about or what you'd like to hear more about. I worked in mental health for almost 3 years, 2 years, yeah, 2.5 years was working with youth, adults, and seniors, all ages, all the way probably from 5 all the way up to 85. But this blog that I'm doing is not to down anybody or to cause a bunch of drama. If you actually know me, I hate drama. One of the most irritating things to me. That's why I'm glad high school's over with. We're a bunch of grown adults. If you have something to say, just say it. But so this blog, originally, I had started doing journaling back in 2011. It was quickly ended when I got more into work and found other things what I thought were more important. I repicked it up back in 2013 and began journaling again. I actually have this tattoo. Each day is a new page. Got that when I was journaling, and now I'm blogging. So it's like the more technological way of journaling and more or less private way of journaling. This blog is sometimes going to be graphic. We'll be talking about the hospitalizations that I've had, different medications I've been on, things that, like I said in what I called about the containment article post, it's going to be helpful. Hopefully for some. The basic thing is that I want people to get out of this is an idea of what it's like being diagnosed with bipolar, generalized anxiety disorder, and PTSD, or one of the three. So a lot of them, especially bipolar and anxiety disorders, go hand in hand, as well as bipolar and addictions. Both or all three I've dealt with personally. I've been hospitalized a total of 11 times plus. About a week and a half ago. Today is October 17th. Or wait, sorry, 16th. I'm not delusional. I know a date, time. I'm just out there. But anyway, it's been almost 2 weeks now. I've spent a night in a 23-hour observation unit, which that I'll go into. I also, this video and blog, or mostly blog, is for people out there wondering what exactly is it like to be hospitalized. Um, there's a lot of really, really bad Hollywood movies about being hospitalized. I'm not talking state facilities, even though I've been in one, not for a long time. It was just to sort of visit just to see what it was about. I actually had a job interview there. But also to talk about the stigmas as far as why mental health needs to be talked about more in society nowadays, because it's not just um, affecting or young kids dealing with bullying, and sometimes a lot of times it can start with that because that can trigger depression. As far as what I think, I'm not a licensed, and I do not mean I do not have any type of certification. Um, I'm not a psychologist, not a therapist, not a psychiatrist. I don't prescribe meds, don't do therapy, even though here, hopefully, as long as things stay somewhat stable, plan on becoming a life coach. um, that could change in a matter of days, months, whatever. Um, but one of the biggest things I've noticed since I was diagnosed, when I was first diagnosed, I hit a really depressive spell for almost 3 months, ruminating. Became my thoughts, everything became very morbid and deathly. Um, I'm not saying that as in a happy way. I'm just explaining that's exactly what was going on, and that's what this blog is for, is to explain this is what I was thinking, and maybe somebody can relate and see that they're not the only ones going through this. But anyway, I had a severe depressive spell for about 3 months, like I said, and but yet through the whole time, I was able to function, go to work, and things like that. Whereas now, the last depressive spell I had, which, like I said, was about almost 2 weeks ago, um, there's almost 3 days I did not get out of bed. I lost my complete appetite. I think I lost within 3 days about 5 pounds, and it actually was so bad, or I was so badly dehydrated that when I had or went in to be admitted to the observation unit, that I had to drink 3 bottles of water just to give them like the world's smallest urine sample. Not that anybody probably cares to hear that, but it's true. This blog is going to be completely true. I'm not going to leave anything out. I have journals to look back in throughout. I've been in almost 10,000 hours of therapy. I've taken a lot of different notes from being in partial hospitalization programs, inpatient programs. I also have done multiple videos just before this being my first one for my actual blog, um, just to analyze and see objectively where I stood as far as um, if I actually needed treatment or if how things were going. Um, but also I have hospital records and therapy records and things like that. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to tell you, hey, you need to be on this medication or this or that. If you want to comment and ask, how did this work for you, or even more in depth, what do you think, as far as, because like I've been through cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, dialectical behavioral therapy, DBT, one-on-one therapy, partial hospitalization, group therapies with multiple numbers of people, NAMI groups, which I highly recommend if anybody that has a family member that is that has a diagnosis, or um, is the person with the diagnosis, I severely recommend it. The NAMI chapter that I belong to here in Texas, I was lucky to find, and it's even in such a small conservative community, that they have both one for people with the diagnosis and one for family members or friends of the person that has the diagnosis. Very helpful. I think it has been, at least for me and my mom. Wish it would, I would, or my family probably wishes, and I do too. Of course, that we had something like that in Indianapolis, where I lived last, where I was first diagnosed. I think things would have been um, a lot more easier to understand. But um, one of the things, I'll come out right now and say it, and I'm in the process of filing for disability. Um, on the outside, a lot of people think, hey, this guy can walk, talk, eat, can't cook worth a shit, but that doesn't matter. It's mainly because my episodes, within the past year, I've been hospitalized 4 times plus a 23-hour observation unit. So a total of, like I said, 11 times plus the observation unit thing. But also I have, my anxiety gets so high when I get into a new job, because I start picking apart um, what other people might think that I'm doing wrong, and I became very, like I like to call it, analytical about everything with my diagnosis. My therapist calls me the professional patient, just because I keep an eye on every little detail that goes on, as far as my moods, to where I can be completely honest, whereas in the past I wasn't. Um, and that's one of the first things. If you see this video, be completely honest if you go to see a therapist or doctor. If you're having suicidal thoughts, or you're feeling depressed, or manic, or you're seeing or hearing things, depending on what your diagnosis is, or your anxiety's high, or you're having flashbacks, nightmares, all kinds of different things that go along with mental health. Bring it up to them. Don't hide it. It'll only hurt you in the long run. I've found that out the hard way. But also, be prepared. If you are um, a family member or somebody with a diagnosis, this is not something easy. It's not like the cold or flu, where it comes and goes. Somebody can't choose to be this way, or can change it. Yeah, there's certain things that they can do to help the symptoms, but in my case, I've been on 31 medications now, and the type of bipolar I have, bipolar type 1 with mixed episodes. The doctors have straight up told me, right in my face, and my mom and family's face, it's one of the hardest ones to medicate, due to the fact that um, you could both be having a manic, which is high energy, racing thoughts, top of the world, or like I call it, my rock star phase, or the depressive phase. And you could actually be having both those all at once, so it can become very confusing. Um, One of the last, or the second to last medications I was on is for, it literally states, and that's what my doctor told me. This is a medication that, if nothing else has worked, hopefully this will. But I recommend finding some way to express yourself, whether it's YouTube videos, music. I play guitar. I just recently, and I think this is where I'm heading right now, is into one of those mixed episodes. I've been having more of the manic symptoms, plus I just got over a depressive episode. Um, but I started picking up things like I love RC cars and adrenaline, love cars, speeding, not exactly some of the safest things, but I've picked up the blogging, which, like I said, I accumulated to be me doing the whole new technological way of journaling, um, but also I've picked up a lot of different things. I will also, that's the other thing, I will post a link. I did an art show back in July. I picked up art again back in January of this past year. I've done a total of 11, 12 different pieces, sold off a couple. And I actually was in a art show here in Lubbock during the first Friday Art Trail. Great experience for me and my family and the ones that got to come out. But finding ways to express yourself is definitely a key thing, especially when you have a mental health diagnosis, and also never feel like you are alone, because there's somebody out there, whether you know it or not. Look on Facebook, get on, if you have bipolar, go on the roller coaster or bipolar roller coaster group on Facebook, or bipolar depression group, or I'm sure they have anxiety, schizophrenic, PTSD websites as well, or Facebook groups. I will be attending a NAMI, National Alliance of Mental Illness conference this next week. I've been very lucky to be able to go to this conference. I will also be doing videos and notes while I'm there. That way I can bring back and share what I've learned or what I found out, and some different things to go on. But my this video is for my blog. I do most of it written or typed. I'll do a video every once in a while. The website is tattoobipolar, just like it sounds, .wordpress. And then my Facebook group for the art is facebook.com/musicexpressionart. If you have any comments, anything like that, feel free to post them, even negative comments, critics, I don't care. So that's what I'm hoping to do, and plan on staying with this to help as many people as possible. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Drink green tea and stop smoking. Get an e-cigarette. That's all.